Classroom instruction techniques. Listen carefully. Overview of classroom instruction techniques refer to the various strategies and methods that teachers use to facilitate learning and engage students in classroom setting. These techniques are aimed at promoting active participation, critical thinking, and knowledge retention among children. Let's look at it carefully. It says techniques are aimed in promoting active participation. That means it's a job of you as a teaching assistant. You want that your students will participate. Critical thinking, how are they going to think if they're given instructions for them to understand and what to know what to, and for them to know what to do. And then retention among students. That means that they will remember the lessons that they learned. And here are some classroom instruction techniques. This is page 65. Lecture. The teacher verbally presents information to the pupils as part of the traditional lecture technique. The instructor conveys information while the pupils listen and take notes in one-way connection. It's you, it's me. How do we make notes? Um, the students, how we encourage them to make notes. During the explanation, you can probably type something if you're using computer. You can write down that will help you understand better the topic. This is lecture. This is lecture, what we're doing right now. We have a material and then you are absorbing what I'm telling. So that's one technique, lecture. Number two is discussion. This method promotes critical thinking and engagement from the students. It entails group or entire class conversation where students may express their ideas, pose inquiries, and examine data by directing the dialogue and promoting other points of view. The instructor helps it. This is discussion. We discuss the topic. We discuss the subject matter. It also says here, express their ideas. I will ask you your idea on something. I will ask you what could be your thoughts. What have you learned? How can you relate that? Right? Let's have a sample discussion. Discussion technique allows you to know the level of understanding of your student. If I ask your thoughts and insight with a certain topic, that will gauge the teacher or the teaching assistant with the level of understanding and how you grasp the topic. Okay? Next, we have cooperative learning entails splitting up the class into smaller groups so that they may work on a task or project together. It encourages the teamwork, problem solving, and social skills. Each person in the group is responsible for a certain task, and everyone works together to achieve the group's objective. Look carefully. It encourages teamwork, problem solving, and social skills. What do you think skills is being um, honed here? Because you get the students to interact with each other. Some of them already had read the topic beforehand, so they already have an idea about this topic. And then we also say there, social skills is that because they are interacting with their classmates. So that's another technique, cooperative learning. And we move on to the next learning, classroom instruction techniques, which is inquiry-based learning. This method promotes critical thinking engagement from the students. It entails group or entire class conversations where students may express their ideas, pose inquiries, and examine data by directing the dialogue and promoting other points of view. The instructor helps it. Inquiry-based learning. So it's most likely giving out inquiries, but not necessarily the one with um, question and answer, right? it also have their insights. It's important that we ask the students about their learnings because we're trying for them to apply what they learn. We're trying for them to relate the subject matter to their lives or how are they gonna use it. So that's the purpose of this kind of techniques. Next technique we have problem-based learning, PBL, involves giving pupils situation or issues from the actual world that call the critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. In order to examine the issue, study viable answer, and create a solution, students collaborate, which promotes deeper learning and knowledge application. So that is problem-based learning. You give them a situation, a problem, you will allow them to solve it by themselves or discuss it within the group. Situational. What could be, what could have they done? Uh, I mean, the solution to a certain problem. That is a problem-based learning. Give a problem, create a solution. Flipped classroom. Through a pre-recorded lectures or online tools, students are introduced to new material outside the classroom, the use of class time of debates, exercise, and the application of the content taught enables more engaging and tailored learning experiences. Flipped classroom, pre-recorded lectures like the videos that I'm sending you, that could be part of what? Flipped classrooms. I ask you to watch this video, create a reflection paper, or what you have learned from that certain topic. So that is flipped classroom. It could be group, it could be individual. And then it says here tailored learning experiences, meaning that's individual. That is for you. Relate that for you. Because your path is different, especially here at Torch Institute. We have different paths. You could be already working in a school as a teaching assistant, or you could be still applying, right? But what's important is um, you get to gauge the application or reflection of the student or how are they going to apply the subject matter. Few more, scaffolding. It is a method where the teacher offers momentary assistance and direction to aid pupils in picking up new ideas or abilities. Students receive less help as they become more capable and autonomous learning. An example of scaffolding technique in classroom instruction is this. Let's say a teacher is introducing long division in the classroom, such as to a group of elementary students. The teacher starts by providing step-by-step demonstration on how to solve a long division problem on the board, explaining each step clearly as they go along. This is the board, this is the procedure, an example. Everyone will guide, like open notes, but it's open board, but it's because it's there. As the students begin to work on their own long division problems, the teacher circulates around the room, offering individualized support and guidance as needed. But this is in the group. For example, if a student is struggling in remembering the steps, the teacher might offer verbal cues or provide a visual aid to help them remember. As the lesson progresses, the teacher gradually steps back and allows the students to work more independently. They might be available to answer questions or provide clarifications, but they give the students more space to practice and apply the new skill on their own. You will allow them to do it on their own. So that could be, I mean, that is your scaffolding. Then we have, what's next? Visual aids. Information interpretation and retention are improved by the use of visual aids, including charts, diagram, graphs, and multimedia presentation. They aid in giving pupils access to a better understanding of abstract topics. Visual aids, you know, PowerPoint presentation is a visual, something that they can see. Audiovisual, if it's like movie, if uh, it talks about um, yeah, visual presentation. Audiovisual, if it's like a movie, like sensory, multisensory visual aids or multi-sensory aids when it comes to your techniques. Hands-on activities entails hands-on experiential learning that requires students to interact with objects, perform experiments, or take part in simulation. These exercises aid in developing practical skills and encourage a deeper comprehension of ideas. Hands-on activities. What are your hands-on activities? Um, Remember when we back in like science high school, science in elementary or high school when they try to let you grow um mongo. Like if they will allow you put in tissue, put in soil, like because mongo easily grows. Yes. Yes, yes. So those are your sample. Those are your hands-on if you let them try it on themselves as well, hands-on activities. They would remember it better. I remember we are learning the periodic table. Do you remember your periodic table? What we did the bingo out of it. We created our own table of elements. So we have the liberty to design our own bingo card, but all the elements should be there. While you're writing, you have to remember what those letters are. It's not allowed for you to write the actual element. You will write the symbol. So the teacher we will do the bingo. The teacher will say gold. So what is gold? AU. So that's one slot covered for you. And then it's a game. There's a prize, and then it's learning. That's just an example. But hands-on activities, this allows you to um, let the students experience the topic or the subject matter. Technology integration, technology-based resources and tools such as interactive whiteboards, learning applications, online collaboration platforms, and multimedia presentations can improve participation, interaction, and information ability. Yeah, that's true. Um, Smart boards right now, we have classrooms, online. So you should be familiar with that as well. So that will be your classroom techniques. Let's do a wrap. That's technology integration, hands-on activities, scaffolding, visual aids, problem-based learning, flipped classroom, cooperative learning, inquiry-based learning, lecture, and discussion. So those are your classroom instruction techniques.